One of the worst things I've been realizing lately is when you know exactly what you want, it it sounds like a good thing. It's like, all right, I know exactly what I want. And it is a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing at the same time because then you're never okay with anything other than that. Like, you're not okay with not getting exactly what you want. Or you understand that you have to feel okay not being 100% in alignment with what you want when you know exactly what you want. Where there's like a lot of people I'll see people that kind of just hop around, and there's almost like a freedom to that because you're kind of just okay with not having exactly what you want but having something, so certain areas in your life are filled. But I'm not. I'm not. And it's like kind of bad because it's like when you know exactly what you want, you wake up every day and you're working towards it. It's like, it's kind of like a positively toxic trait, which I don't know if that's even a word. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else feels this way. I'd be very interested to know. Is there a bunch of cops here? But yeah, it's just weird because I personally believe that nothing that God does in your life is a bad thing. And nothing. Like, there's nothing that happens in your life that's a bad thing. It's just your perspective on the situation. But if your perspective is everything and your perspective makes your reality, then like you kind of create your own reality. But then when you create your own reality and you know exactly what you want, then you're like basically saying that I'm not okay with my reality until I get exactly what I want. And then it's like, and then you guys can start feeling like, well, like, do I actually know exactly what I want? Because that can change over time. But as you get older, I don't know what the hell is going on here. As you get older, though, it's like you kind of have a good grip on what you want based on what you've seen. So for me, that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's actually starting to piss me off. Where like I know to the T, and the worst part is when you have the option to have things you don't want, or like not things you don't want, but things that don't feel 100%. Like they might feel like 80%. They might feel 70, and it's like, what is that? Like, is that you being tested before you get what you want? Is that you realizing that maybe you should compromise? Because for me, the way I look at it is, I'm like, okay, like I can win in the short term by having something, but I lose in the long term. Whereas if you just lock in and you don't compromise in the short term, you eventually get what you want in the long term. And there's kind of like a discipline aspect to it. But man, like I just envy some people I see where they're just floating around. Fuck it, I'll live here, I'll live there, I'll be with this person, I'll be with that person. Yeah, the job's good, or I don't really care how much I make, I don't have any goals. What the how are you even able to like live in your own head? How do you go to sleep at night and not obsess over having exactly what you want, identifying exactly what you want, and then getting it? And the worst part that I'm realizing is that when you've done it a bunch, which I have, when you like have a thing in your mind, you obsess over what it looks like, and then you get it, and then you realize it was better than you ever imagined. You realize like, oh yeah, like that's the path, that's how I want to do it. Like I know I can. And then it like actually fucks you because then you're not okay with anything else. And yeah, it's kind of where I'm at right now. But it's I've just been spending a lot of time alone. And man, like I gotta say, like it's great. It's good and bad, because if you're not used to it, and that's kind of like, that's honestly like the root of what I'm talking about, is a lot of people aren't used to being alone, operating alone, understanding how to escalate themselves, challenge themselves, and hold themselves accountable. They constantly surround themselves with friends, stimuli, video games, fucking social media, whatever it is. They just hop from relationship to relationship because they just don't want to be alone. They don't have sexual discipline. They don't have their, emotional discipline. They get a dog or something, or whatever they gotta do. There's nothing wrong with that, but like for me, I specifically have stripped myself of all that because I want to be like raw, because I know exactly what I want. And it's such a weird, it's like just really been on my mind lately, which is the whole reason I'm even shooting this video. But like, yeah, like you can make a lot of money, you can live in a great place, you can be a very disciplined person and still feel like you're falling short. But you're not falling short, you just know exactly what you want. And one thing that I'm applying as of today, that I learned from a good friend of ours today in a private like mentorship session, is having like an 11 area stack of goals. A lot of areas in life, but the two main ones that stood out to me was like, number one, influence, number two, spiritual, relationships. And it just made me want to become so much more like calculated with how I move in those areas. And as I was reflecting on that, I was like, okay, well, how do I want to move in these areas? I know exactly how I want to move, but then it's like when you know exactly what you want, it makes it harder because you're not okay getting anything less. So I don't know, maybe someone else is going through the same thing. Maybe someone else feels the same way. Maybe someone's watching this, they're like, dude's losing his mind. For me, I've never felt more aligned. I've never felt more dialed in. And God, it's amazing. And I know I already got exactly what I wanted. I already have it. And I'm just walking into it now. And all the stuff along the way is really just like a test of like, are you gonna stick it out? Or are you gonna get exactly what you want? Because everything's like a materialization of your perception, your perspective on a thing. But nobody thinks about it that way. They're just like, oh, it's happening to me. It's not. It's like you're creating what happens to you in a weird way. Like your RDS, or I forget what it's called. It's the part of your brain that is aware of certain things. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Just spitballing here.